Africa, the birthplace of humanity. It's not just rich in history, it's rich in everything. Africa has 54 countries, over 1.4 billion people, and speaks more than 2,000 languages. It's where the Nile, the longest river in the world, flows. But did you know Lake Victoria is so wide, some think it's an ocean at first glance? Africa has the youngest population on Earth, with 70% of sub-Saharan Africans under 30. It's home to the Sahara, the largest hot desert, but also has lush rainforests and snow-tipped mountains. Africa holds over 30% of the world's mineral reserves, including 90% of its platinum, 70% of its tantalite, and 50% of its gold. Yet, despite such natural wealth, many countries face economic and political challenges. Africa's combined GDP is around $3.1 trillion and it's rising. Countries like Nigeria, Egypt, and South Africa are economic powerhouses. Ethiopia's economy has been one of the fastest growing in the world. Africa has huge potential, with solar energy, agriculture, and tech startups booming in places like Kenya and Rwanda. Think of Africa not just as ancient lands, but the future's next giant. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to tap the like button. It's like high-fiving the YouTube algorithm. Asia, the biggest, most crowded, and most diverse continent on Earth. Asia is home to over 4.8 billion people, nearly 60% of the world's population. It spans from Arctic tundras in Siberia to tropical beaches in Indonesia. Asia holds Mount Everest, the tallest mountain, and the Dead Sea, the lowest land point on Earth. It includes China, the most populous country, and Maldives, one of the smallest. Asia is the heart of ancient civilizations, from Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley to Imperial China. Its GDP is over $40 trillion, with China and Japan ranking among the top global economies. India is quickly rising too, with a booming tech and space sector. Asia produces more than half of the world's food. It dominates in rice, wheat, and spice exports. Its natural resources include oil in the Middle East, rare earth metals in China, and massive coal reserves. Asia also leads in technology, manufacturing, and innovation. Just think Samsung, Toyota, Huawei, or TSMC. But it's not all wealth. Asia also faces geopolitical tensions, population pressure, and environmental issues. Yet no other continent feels more like the engine of the 21st century. Europe, small in size, huge in influence. Europe is the second smallest continent, but it has over 740 million people packed into 44 countries. It gave the world democracy, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution, and way too many wars. It's home to Russia, the largest country, and Vatican City, the smallest nation. You can drive across 15 countries in a single day. Europe holds some of the richest nations, like Germany, France, and Switzerland, with a combined GDP of over $25 trillion. It's a continent of ancient cathedrals, modern tech, and everything in between. Europe has minimal natural resources, but it makes up for that with human capital, science, engineering, and high-value industries. The European Union, a 27-nation bloc, is one of the biggest economic and political alliances. Europe also ranks top for quality of life, education, and healthcare. But challenges? Plenty. An aging population, immigration debates, and energy dependency. Still, Europe remains a cultural and intellectual superpower. From Shakespeare to Picasso, Mozart to Tesla, Europe helps shape how the world thinks. North America, a continent of extremes. It holds Canada, the second largest country, and St. Kitts and Nevis, one of the smallest. North America has 579 million people, and just three major nations, the US, Canada, and Mexico, dominate the region. It's where you find Niagara Falls, the Grand Canyon, and Greenland, the largest island in the world. The US alone has a GDP of over $28 trillion, making it the largest economy on Earth. Canada is rich in natural resources, like timber, oil, and freshwater, while Mexico is a manufacturing and cultural giant. North America has some of the most fertile farmland, with the Midwest feeding millions. It's also the media capital of the world, home to Hollywood, and the birthplace of fast food. It leads in military power, technological innovation, and space exploration. Yet, it also struggles with inequality, immigration issues, and climate disasters. Still, this continent remains the most influential in global pop culture and politics. South America, the continent of rhythm, rainforest, and raw power. Home to over 430 million people and 12 countries, it holds the Amazon River, the world's largest by volume, and the Amazon rainforest, which creates 20% of the planet's oxygen. South America is mountains and mystery, from the Andes to Machu Picchu. It's rich in lithium, copper, oil, and agricultural exports like soybeans, coffee, and beef. Countries like Brazil, Argentina, and Chile are economic leaders, with a combined GDP of around $4 trillion. Brazil alone is in the top 10 world economies. South America is the world's top lithium source, key for future battery technology. It also dominates in renewable energy, with over 60% of electricity coming from hydropower. But it's not without issues. Political instability, inequality, and deforestation are big concerns. Still, with its youthful population and massive natural wealth, South America could be a green energy superpower in the near future. Australia, Oceania, the island continent with a wild twist. Oceania includes Australia, New Zealand, and thousands of islands like Fiji, Samoa, and Papua New Guinea. Australia is the sixth largest country, but the continent's total population is just around 44 million. It's where kangaroos roam, koalas nap, and the Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral system, glows underwater. Oceania is known for its remote beauty and Pacific cultures, some of which trace back over 50,000 years. Australia's GDP is over $1.7 trillion, and it's loaded with natural resources like iron ore, coal, gold, and natural gas. It's a major exporter to Asia, especially China. New Zealand focuses on agriculture, tourism, and green energy. Oceania is also on the front lines of climate change, with many island nations at risk of going underwater. But it's also a leader in sustainability, biodiversity, and lifestyle. Think of Oceania as small in size, but rich in uniqueness. Antarctica, the frozen giant. It's not a country. It's a continent covered in ice. It has 0 permanent residents, but up to 5,000 scientists live there in research stations. Antarctica holds 90% of the world's ice and 70% of its fresh water. It's also the driest, coldest, and windiest place on Earth. Despite the harshness, scientists have found fossils, meteorites, and even signs of ancient rainforests beneath the ice. Antarctica has no official economy, but nations cooperate under the Antarctic Treaty to keep it peaceful and preserved for science. However, there's interest in its natural resources, like oil and gas beneath the ice, though drilling is banned. It's also a critical climate indicator, with melting ice affecting sea levels worldwide. Antarctica may seem empty, but it's one of the most important pieces of Earth's climate puzzle. That's every continent explained. And now you know way more than just their names. Which one surprised you the most? Drop your favorite continent down below and tell us something you know about it. And hey, if you made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're a learner. So give that like button a gentle smash, hit subscribe, and keep exploring the world with us. Thanks for watching and see you next time.